Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's Stories of Yanko back here with another video. And look, man, I know this video, it might get some dislikes, it might get some hateful comments just due to who's on the thumbnail. But I got to talk about who are the superstars of the NBA and who are the fake superstars of the NBA. And the reason why I'm making this video is because we've kind of watered down the meaning of what a superstar is. Everyone's a superstar now. But the issue with that is, how can you differentiate the superstars if everyone's a superstar? And it's tucking the weight away from what it means to be a superstar. My thing is that you have superstars, then you got stars, and then you got, your bubble superstars, the people that are on the cusp of becoming a superstar, just based on resume and talent. We have to actually differentiate who are the superstars and who are not superstars. I think it was like a year or two ago that Jason Tatum was talking to Taylor Rooks in this interview, and she was asking him about Kyrie Irving and Damian Lillard and saying how, do you think Kyrie Irving is a superstar? And she said yes. And then, what about Damian Lillard? Nah, I don't think Dame's a superstar. And the issue is, neither three of those people, what I mean by three, Jason Tatum, Kyrie Irving, and Damian Lillard, none of them are superstars. And I know that might be a hot take to somebody who just started watching basketball or who only looks at, oh yeah, he scores 30, so he has to be a superstar, right? No. What makes you a superstar is based on your body of work and your resume as a current player. And my criteria for what a superstar actually is, which should be everyone's criteria, is you had to lead your team to a championship. You had to win. You had to get finals MVP. And you have to have a regular season MVP. Now, there's a caveat to the regular season MVP for one superstar, because the way that he led his team to a championship was historic. And you guys can probably guess who that is, right? But I'm going to list who are the superstars in the NBA. You have LeBron James, regular season MVPs, finals MVPs, led his team to a championship. Steph Curry, regular season MVP, finals MVP, led his team to a championship. Nikola Jokic, regular season MVP, finals MVP, led his team to a championship, right? Kevin Durant, regular season MVP, finals MVP. He was the best player on the 2017-2018 Warriors. He led them to that championship. It is what it is. Giannis Antetokounmpo, regular season MVP, finals MVP, led his team to a championship. And the caveat to those superstar players is Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard, he does not have a regular season MVP, but he has 2 finals MVPs, and he led a team, the Toronto Raptors, to a championship. You have to give him a pass on the regular season MVP because of his health, and, he's been in MVP conversations, but, staying healthy, it is what it is. He's a superstar. But people will just throw around certain terms, superstar this, superstar that. Dude, you got to differentiate who are the superstars. You have to have that body of work. You can't just be a superstar because you have highlight plays. People are calling Shea a superstar. He's not. And I love SGA. People are calling Jason Tatum a superstar. And he's a fake ass superstar. He's been a fake superstar. He made it to the finals, but let's be real. When have we ever seen Jason Tatum on a less talented team? People give Kyrie Irving trouble for what he did in Cleveland before LeBron came back, but you have players that have come into the league with talented teams and got the keys to the franchise off the rip, like a Jason Tatum, like a Luka Doncic and a Trae Young. They didn't have the absolute best team in the NBA, but they didn't have really no lottery teams. So it's just, when we talk about who are the superstars, you can't be going up against Steph Curry at 34 at that point and just completely get outshined by your second option, who is really a 1A, 1B situation. No matter how people like to disrespect Jaylen Brown, he was the best player on the Celtics in the finals, and he outplayed Jason Tatum. It is what it is, right? But he couldn't use his left hand, so I guess he's terrible. But those aren't superstars. Kyrie Irving is not a superstar. He's my favorite player of all time. Damian Lillard is not a superstar. You know, James Harden and Joel Embiid are those bubble superstars that I'm referring to. You know, they have a regular season MVP, you know, but the thing that they're missing is leading their team to a championship. Now, the issue is, even if the 76ers do get to the finals, even if they do win, only one of those players can become a superstar just based on the fact of the finals MVP. And it would be Joel Embiid in that situation unless James Harden just plays out of his mind. But I'm not trying to shade any player. I'm not trying to disrespect any fan base. But you guys need to stop calling these guys superstars. They're just stars. You know? They're just stars. Because there's no way that you could say Nikola Jokic is a superstar, but also say Damian Lillard is a superstar. How the fuck can you tell the difference between what's the level of superstars then? Oh, then you have this high tier superstar and then that tier superstar and then this tier super. Like, dude, just call them a star. You feel me? Just call them a star. Call this person a superstar. Call this person a potential superstar just based on the lack of accomplishments at that point, like a James Harden and Joel Embiid. You know? Like, you can't just be a superstar. You cannot be put on the same level as the Giannis's, the Jokic's, you know, the LeBrons, the KD's, the Steph's, the Kawhi's. You can't be put on their level. And the reason why Kawhi is lower on the superstar list for me is because he hasn't been able to stay healthy. But when Kawhi is healthy, he's one of the best in the game. He could take over a complete series. He is capable of leading a team to a championship if he's healthy, right? But I'm not trying to say that these other players like a Jason Tatum can't become a superstar, because Jason Tatum can win an MVP. Luka Doncic can win an MVP. They both can go to the finals and win finals MVP. And then, you know, I have no problem with calling them superstars, but currently right now, they're not superstars. They're just stars. You know, they're just stars. They're not superstars. And a lot of people need to accept that. And the way that I'm breaking it down, if you're really objective and you're not just a fanboy, you should understand the criteria that I'm setting, and there should be no problem with that. But if you're a person that just wants to skip steps and just say, oh, he's a superstar because of his talent, you feel me? Then why is Kyrie Irving not called a superstar, right? You know? Why is Lauri Markkanen not called a superstar? These guys are not too far off from a Jason Tatum in terms of points per game. Definitely better efficiency. You know? What's stopping De'Aaron Fox from becoming a superstar? What? That's what I'm saying. Like, these guys are on the cusp, like a Devin Booker as well. He's not a superstar. He's not. He doesn't have an MVP. He doesn't have a finals MVP. You know? He hasn't led his team to a championship. You would have to do those three things, you know, and hell, even if you don't get the regular season MVP, like say someone like a Jimmy Butler, right? Jimmy Butler would become a superstar if he won a championship for the Miami Heat. He would be in that same Kawhi Leonard category. He doesn't put up the stats in the regular season, or he coasts the regular season, but he turns it up in the playoffs and he wins a championship. Like say Jimmy Butler is right on the cusp of becoming a superstar based on what he's done and what he's gotten so close to doing. So yeah, if Jimmy Butler won a championship for the Miami Heat, he would be in that superstar class because, you know, he would have the finals MVP and he would have, you know, the championship. He would have led them to the championship. So it's like me, I'm not being super duper strict with, you know, who can become a superstar. What I'm saying is this: you have to meet that criteria to become a superstar. You can't just become a superstar because the mainstream media hypes you up. You can't just be a superstar just because based on a ranking or something like that. The media votes for who they want to vote for. They rank players based on who they like. You know, like it's I just don't like how the term superstar is just being thrown around all willy-nilly, because it creates a problem when we have certain conversations about certain individuals and how you differentiate. Like, because seriously, let's be real. Everyone knows that Giannis Antetokounmpo is better than Jason Tatum. Like, everybody knows that. That's not even a question, right? But if Giannis is a superstar and Tatum's a superstar, how do you differentiate who's actually better when you putting them both in the same conversation? You putting them both in the same class. That's the issue what I have when we use the term superstar. It's not because these other players can't become superstars, such as Devin Booker, Luka Doncic, Jimmy Butler, Jason Tatum. It's not because they can't become superstars. It's the fact that the players that have already accomplished more than them have deserved and earned that title. It doesn't matter if LeBron is an old superstar. He's a superstar. It doesn't matter if KD's an old superstar. He's a superstar. It doesn't matter if Kawhi Leonard is an injury-prone superstar. He's still a superstar based on what he has accomplished. Based on the fact that these players on any given night can take over a game. Historically. You know? So that's my criteria of what a superstar is. Y'all can let me know what y'all think about it. I don't think that there's any holes that you can poke in that, like, because it's so solid. You know? You have to lead your team to a championship. You have to get finals MVP. That's pretty much what it is, you know, because only one person can win, you know, a regular season MVP. But if you want to just take away the regular season MVP, you would have had to lead your team to a championship and win finals MVP as the best player on that team to become a superstar. And you have players on the cusp of that, like a Jason Tatum, Devin Booker. You know, they're close. They're close. Joel Embiid, they're close. But until they get it done, they're not superstars. So that's all I got to say. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Peace.